Orlando Pirates beat Disciples by 4-0. But how exactly did they do this? Well, as it happens, we are going to look at exactly that. And when you start enjoying the video, make sure to like it and subscribe to the channel. Starting with how they built out from the back. We will see that here, Orlando Pirates were looking to have their striker, Umabasa, pull that defender out of position. You see his movement and you see the movement of the defender that is following him. But on top of that, they have those two white guys who are stretching the field as much as possible. So, one, they are forcing the fullbacks to focus on the white players. Two, they are also forcing the defense to be disorganized by Umabasa constantly moving. But Rivero was not done there, because look at this. There is that constant movement of pulling the midfield apart now. And by doing that, you're opening all of that space between the defense and midfield. And why were they doing that? Well, we're about to see. The ball is now played over the top. You see how much space was generated by Dlamini just running inside or running back. Now, also that defender who was tracking Umabasa loses Umabasa because now he has spun around and is now running freely. The defense is disorganized. That guy is busy pointing out offsides that don't exist, and they end up conceding a goal. Basically, it's a combination of movement and manipulating the shape of the opposition, and by so doing, when you do make your move, now the other team is in 6s and 7s because they are now trying to recover thanks to you just moving around. And they scored their first goal. But to show that this wasn't a mistake, you see once again, they have the situation where in midfield now, Umabasa is staying in the front line, but you have 4 people in midfield. In Umbata, in Dlamini, you have the right back Umonyane tucking in now. And you will see why he's doing that. They're occupying people in midfield, but now, instead of creating the space in the midfield, they are now wanting to have space out wide. Because guess what? Look at where the pass goes to that guy who is free, not marked by anyone who's selling, and now he gets the ball. But look at what happens. Once again, there is someone who's dropping to receive the ball. But when that happens, it also opens the space for Salem, because now they're like, where is that guy going? And Salem can play the ball over the top, but unfortunately it doesn't happen. Also, if you're a Pirates fan, also note how Pirates constantly go back to the keeper when they see that their move is not working. So they go back and now they're playing from the back. Again, you look at Umbata, he's there deep, but in midfield there are actually 4 people once again, with the one on the right hand of your screen being Umabasa, also drawing defenders back so that they are disorganized again. Now, you will see Monyan once again tucking into midfield. In midfield, they have a lot of options, but wide also, they have a lot of options. Also note how deep Tito is. We'll go back to this when we talk about his goal. Now, once again, Monyane goes wide, but there's also someone who's wide to receive the ball, which the point is to try actually and get Saling on those 1v1s by having Monyane invert. Now, Saling needs to work on his final touches, because he was getting in a lot of these situations, but sometimes the passes that he was deciding to play were not good, or maybe some of his teammates were supposed to pass him. Now, I want you to look at this when it comes to the goal that they scored again, because it starts once again. Look, the defender is focused on Mabasa, him dropping deep, but you still have people wide wanting the ball. We're 4 in midfield, which means we're occupying all the midfielders. By the way, the coach of the other team, Disciples, ended up subbing out midfielders because they were just unable to deal with all of this. So now, you have wide players, you have 4 people in midfield. The ball is played to Hoto, and Mfukeng in this case is inverted. Now, this ends up in nothing, but Pirates are there, winning the ball back again, and they are resetting. They're not rushing past the ball again. Now, the situation that you have is you have Mfukeng just floating around. You remember when I said Tito is also always deep. Look at where he is, just outside the box, but no one is noticing him because he's arriving late because he was involved in the early build-up. Now, when the ball is played to Mfukeng, this goal I will also note that there was poor defending here, but also we cannot neglect the fact that also Utito was arriving late in the box and no one was aware of him. And you give a player like Tito a second to be on the ball, he will do something amazing. And in this situation, you have Mabasa, yes, occupying one of the defenders, but there are two defenders who are just standing next to each other. For what? I do not understand. Now, the ball is then played to Tito, who just plays a 1-2. Mfukeng gets the ball. He's a skillful player. He's going to kill you in that position. Pirates are 2 goals up within 25 minutes. And then the game continues. Now we're on the 27th minute. Once again, look at Mabasa. He's dropping. There's a defender following him. They do not learn. And then you still have those 4 people. And as I am pointing there, you see Mabasa has drawn that defender to him. There are still wide players. There's like 4 people up front. Mabasa is dropped into midfield to make that box midfield. You have Umbata, you have Tito, you have Udlamini, and then you have Umabasa. 4 people in the middle, and then you have those 2 at the back, and then you have 4 up front. So basically they're playing a 2-4-4. It's inverted. No, it's swapped. Anyways, well, let's continue. Now once again, look, there's a guy who's wide, free all the time. He gets the ball. And I want to show you this. Umonyane is him this time who's out wide. And this move is not successful. But like the second goal, the first movement was not successful. But Pirate wins the ball back. They play back once again. Look at how deep Tito is. Do you see him? Yeah, that's him right there. And now they are resetting because it didn't work. They are playing the ball again. In midfield, you have Umabasa dropping to try and make that box midfield again. But now it looks a bit different because Hoto is dropping and is not giving with that side, which means Mfukeng is the one who's wide and not actually adding into midfield. But let's not be too technical here. But we continue. You see the same thing happens now. We play the ball to the back. We play the ball to the front. Monyane gets the ball. The space is created. Upusalen has the ball. They clear the ball, and look who's arriving late. It's Utito, and he takes a wonderful goal. He makes it 3-0 in 30 minutes. And the last goal, I will have to say, by the way, Pirates in the second half were not playing that great. I think it's because they knew that they already won the game, so they were trying to consolidate. But one of the moves they did well this time is for their goal. And you look here. You see once again, look at Kim Vuidi. He's drawing the defender towards him, like running deep, knowing very well the 2 team is running behind him. And now the ball, what happens? It gets played to the wide player who's wide here, Mfukeng. Mfukeng plays the ball to team, and then Kim Vuidi is making the 3rd-man run. He's running just into the ball. Space created once again by the constant movement. And what a finish. I actually like this goal more than the Tito one, because I just feel like he was just relaxed with scoring this one. Now let's look at how Pirates defended. By the way, if you're enjoying this video, this would be a good time to like it. Defense. Pirates were cautious in their defense, which I did not expect, if I'm being honest, right? Because I was talking about how when they were playing against Sundowns, they're aggressive. But here they were not doing that 4-2-4 thing of pressing high. Here they were like, okay, this is not Sundowns who we press with 4-2-4 because they are trying to build from the back, so we need to disrupt that. In this case, they are doing a 4-1-4-1. So you have the back 4, you have Umbata on his own, and you have 4 in front of him, and then you have Mabasa pressing on his own. They are not trying to force anything until you go clear near the touchline, because now the touchline can act as a defender, and now they can press you and force you into a mistake. And the reason why also they are not pressing so aggressively is because they know this team wants to run into that space behind them, and if they do, they score a goal and they start defending the whole game. So you see, we press, or they press when the ball is being played back, but otherwise we just let it be. We have to go back to position and make sure that they are not finding any spaces between the defense. So there isn't much space. The Pirates are just making sure that the team is not playing the ball forward or as easily as possible. And also here, if you look, you see Masonga is running back, but the moment he sees that this guy is about to do something that could be potentially dangerous by playing the ball. Now he wants to press him. So it's clear that it was just make sure that they stay on their side. But the moment they try to do something dangerous, then you can press them. And here once again, still that same shape, the 4-1-4-1. Mabasa is on his own and he's just shepherding and making sure that the ball doesn't go to the midfield. And Mabasa tries to press, the ball is played back. Pirates are not concerned, they are not trying so hard. They're just making sure that, hey, you don't do anything that you want to do that easily. And we're in charge of that space. So they are not worried about the ball going to the back because they know that they did not commit to a high press and leave spaces behind. So their defenders will be there to cover the space that is behind them. And now also, this thing of not pressing aggressively was also helping Pirates also in transition, because you see how close they are in this shape of the 4-1-4-1. They are close in midfield. They are so close because you have three, but Mabasa is also helping. And when the ball does go through into the middle, you see that Ndai is out of position now. But there is someone who's quickly jumping in, which is Umonyane, because Usaleng is covering the right back. They're just there, aggressive about it, winning the ball. Everyone, now it's like 4v1, literally. So they win the ball back. But look at what happens after that with this 4-1-4-1. You win the ball back, now you can play the pass into your wide man. So it's also facilitating your transition. And here, once again, look at how close they are. There are 4 people in midfield right there pressing. And that guy is now just caught between all the defenders. And Pirates easily win the ball. And now they can transition. This is how one of their goals happened, by the way. So if you continue looking at this, you see that Pirates are pressing cautiously, knowing very well that, hey, these teams might exploit our high press. But at the end of the day, this was a good game for Pirates. I do think that they probably still need one or two of their players to raise their hands in case anything happens to Tito. Because if Tito is not there, you saw good the game went down a bit, understandably so, because he had a yellow card and they were not going to risk him getting a red card. And I just think Abo Kimvui, Diabon Londo are all the players who should now try and make sure that they are there ready as reserves, because the Pirates don't want to be a one-player team. I'm not saying they are, but I'm saying some teams struggle when their main player is not available. And I hope they don't find solutions as a Kaizer Chiefs fan, but for the sake of their fans, I hope they do find solutions, because their bench needs to come in and carry on the game as what their starters would do. But what did you think of the game? Do let me know down in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you on the next one.